Kate, I guess just what's it like just to kind of reunite with your coach and just kind of have that for you?
No, it's awesome. It's been a learning curve, just bouncing back from a season of learning something completely different. But it's good getting back to like the regular system that I've been running for pretty much ever now, and it's just good to be back.
Do you almost feel like it's kind of like riding a new bike, or have you kind of had to learn some new things as you've kind of gotten to a new team and coach has kind of had to adjust to some of the players he's had?
I mean, last year was a learning curve. I don't feel new. I don't feel like a graduate transfer. I feel like I'm just back at home and everything's just normal again. So last year was the change.
I guess just overall for y'all, for the red and black scrimmage, I guess what are you looking forward to that in terms of just kind of going against each other? It kind of means that the season's getting a little bit closer.
Yeah, it's definitely a start to the season. It gets things going off with the bang and getting to see how like playing our teammates and really just doing what we do every day in practice. It's just cool to start the season.
Who's the most difficult hitter to kind of get a ball up on for you?
Oh, Emily Hill.
Yeah.
She's so hard to read. She's just so good and has so many different shots. It's awesome to see your teammate play like that and try to dig her.
I know that's one person, but I guess just overall, what's it been like just to kind of see all the hitters that coach has kind of brought in? Obviously, he wanted to kind of be a little bit more deep at the position this year.
Yeah, all of our hitters are really good at like everything, and everyone has their specialties, and everyone does things better than other people. But I think every single hitter brings something good to this team, and it's cool that we have the depth, and everyone can do something on this team.
What are expectations for yourself this upcoming season?
I try not to set the bar too high because I am really hard on myself, but I expect to. I don't know. I want to tell the Big 12 what it's about now. I want to put Tech on the map. I want to do good things for my team. So, really, just setting the bar high and trying to get there.
Tita kind of established herself last year defensively. What's it been like for you to come in and kind of share the court with her?
Oh, it's awesome. Tita's a great girl to play against and great girl to play next to. And she's just sets the bar, and I just try to meet it and play up with her, and we make each other better every single day. So it's awesome playing next to her.
You're going to probably get asked this a lot, but I guess what's the difference from high school to college?
Definitely the speed of the game, like for sure. It's so much faster, and like our setters just get the ball to our hitters so much quicker, and so that makes defense a lot harder because your brain has to work faster and to see where the hitters are going to hit. So.
I guess what was your journey here? Because obviously it has to be a nice coup for your parents to be able to see you play, only being about an hour or so out here.
So you're asking like.
Yeah, basically, I guess what kind of brought you to Tech, and I guess how nice is it to be so close to home?
Okay, so what brought me to Tech were the coaches for sure, and I've always wanted to play at a high level, and also I know Tech is on the come up. Like we're definitely rebuilding a team, and I wanted to be a part of that and be a part of something where to be able to make Tech better. And then it's really nice being close to home because Lubbock is a lot like Amarillo, so I don't really feel like homesick at all. I haven't felt homesick. So.
Has there been a player that you've looked up to that was on the team already to kind of get a feel of how the Big 12 is?
Definitely Tita. She is always working hard. She's always getting better. She's holding her teammates accountable, and she's just so fast. She's a little ball of muscle, and I always tell her, I'm like, I'm just trying to keep up with you, so definitely Tita.
What are your expectations for the red and black scrimmage? I know, obviously, being a freshman, you're just going to kind of be happy to be on the court at times, but I guess what are your expectations for it?
I'm excited to see how our team looks after 2 weeks of two-a-days and just to see who steps up. And it's exciting because it's the beginning of our season, and it's the first time I'll get to put on that Texas Tech jersey, so I'm looking forward to it.
I guess, Coach, if you could just kind of, talk about the format of the red-black scrimmage, what your expectations are for it.
Yeah, we're going to play 4, maybe 5 sets to 10 minutes, just depending on what we get done and how the team is feeling physically. But, we've got a couple lineups that we're looking at. We're going to definitely start with what we think is our starting lineup as of right now, and then we'll probably mix it up a little bit and try to balance out the teams. But, we want it to be competitive. We want it to be as close to game day as we can make it. So it's a big day for the team for sure.
And which players have stood out to you most during camp?
Yeah, I think, all the usual suspects that we always talk about. Tita, Sarah Redding, Katie Keenan, our upperclassman, Missy Owens. Emily Hill has been terrific since she's come in. You saw Kate a minute ago, Emerson. A lot of players that have really come in and put their their mark on it, and you can just see them getting better every day. The younger players, Allison White's had a great set of two-a-days. We expect big things from her in the middle. So I think you're going to see a lot of balance out of this group and a lot of opportunities for different players to step up.
And speaking of Kate and Emerson, how are the newcomers adjusted to the team?
Yeah, I think they're adjusting really well. They've got great personalities. They've been open to some changes and some new things. The returners have really bonded well with them and welcomed them. So it's been a great group and no no issues at all. It's been really fun to watch them get together and gel for sure.
And anything in particular you're looking for in the scrimmage tomorrow?
Well, I want to see our offense click for sure. I feel good about what our top group looks like right now. We're a little thin, and just like this part of 2 days, you get beat up a little bit. So our health is our most important thing. But I'd like to see how our outside hitters look, Chandler and Sarah and Emily and Emerson especially, and just see where they're at, and just make sure that our timing is good and that we're connecting and just feeling like we're right on pace.
And throughout camp, was there a specific area that the team maybe worked on the most, or you saw the most improvement in from last season to this year?
Yeah, we're always big on ball control, first touch, and how we play when we're out of system. And our first touch is clearly much better. We've added some good players who can do the job, and you're going to see us in system a lot more, and that should open up our offense quite a bit.
I guess in terms of some of the players, do you have to hold anyone out due to injury or anything like that for that red flag scrimmage, just to kind of make sure that they're healthy?
Well, we've got 2 players with ACLs that are out for the year, so obviously we won't see them. But Allie Standard is on the mend, and we just got her cleared. She had big shoulder surgery over the off season, and we've just been waiting for her to get cleared. She just got cleared yesterday. So now it's about getting her in game shape, and so she's way behind. I'm hoping we get her within the next month and can start to use her. So you won't see her, but everybody else will be in uniform and ready to go.
I guess in terms of Allie, what would she bring? Obviously, she's got a lot of height.
Right.
Do really well at the net.
Yeah, that block is a game changer for sure, and it influences what the hitter does all the time. But mostly it's just adding that extra depth piece that we can move Sarah around. We can rest some of these other players that are going to get beat up during the preseason for sure. And someone like Sarah, who's had her own health issues and hasn't always been able to stay on the court the way we want her to, we want to make sure that we protect her a little bit. So there's definitely a motivation to get Allie incorporated.
Will practice differ any next week as you start preparing for the season opener?
Yeah, we're going to treat next week just like a midseason game week. So we'll come in on Monday with some notes about how the scrimmage looked and some things that we definitely want to get better at. And then as we move through the week, we're starting to break down film for who we're going to play next weekend. And so we'll start game planning as we go along.
Can you maybe touch on your 5 freshmen and what they've kind of brought to the team so far through camp?
Sure. Allison White has been probably, I would consider, the most successful one so far, just in terms of how she's fit in with the team and established herself in the lineup. Big blocker, good offensively, good fast arm, hard to read, works tremendously hard, plays with a conscience. She's going to be a really, really good player for us. Emerson has been, initially we thought she was going to come in and be a ball control player, but the girl can really jump, and so even though she's small, she is as high or higher as most of our other outside hitters. So she's getting an opportunity to see what she can do, and if she can block and cover up the net the way we need her to, then you may see her in the front row as we move along. Haley Harmon has been another one who is an outside right side, and I've been really happy with her. We've been working on some technique stuff with her, but she's picking it up really quick, and you'll see quite a bit of her tomorrow. Who else we got? Emily Shaw and Andrea. Andrea is one of our ACL girls, so she'll be out. Emily did suffer a concussion last week. She got popped with a ball, so she won't be available, but she'll be back by next week, I think.
Just overall, how excited are you that the season officially, kind of unofficially, I guess, with the scrimmage tomorrow, but getting closer to getting underway?
Yeah, I think everybody's tired of 2 days. We're just ready for the season to start. And this time of year, you're just, your body is beat up, and mentally you're thinking about season. But in the meantime, we still got a lot of work to do. We got to get better, and so it's about managing some of those things that are holding us back physically and still keeping our mental toughness and just being strong to finish out the camp. And so today's a good day, to get ready for tomorrow, and then that scrimmage day will really kind of help get us ready for next week.
If Emerson is able to play outside hitter, or at least at times this season, I mean, how much of an outlier is that just from someone being 5'7" and being able to play that position in the Big 12?
Yeah, it's an outlier for sure. There were a couple what I would consider undersized outside hitters in the Big 12 last year, and they're just good skill players, a lot of shots, and they could definitely score points. And so for Emerson, that's what we're trying to do, is just add different things to her game. And she's got plenty of arm and ultra quick and real bouncy, and she gets up the way she needs to. But and we can always put the ball in a place where she can score a little bit, but it's more the defensive side, and can that block play at this level, and can she protect herself at the net, and if she can do that, that's really what remains to be seen.
With who you've been able to bring in here and accomplish what you're trying to accomplish with the talent that you want to be able to bring in to be able to work your game plan, how much closer do you feel like you are to that at this point than last year, where you're taking over and you just kind of have who you have and
Right.
don't have a full recruiting cycle?
Right. Yeah, it's not even close. And from my point of view, this team that we have looks so much closer to a team that, if I was building a team from scratch, this is really close to what I would have done with it. And so I've been really happy with who we've been able to bring in and the impact that they've made. And some of it is their personality, some of it is their skill set, some of it is their potential and long term, what we're going to be able to do with them. And so I've been really pleased with that. And we're getting there. I think the top end of our roster looks pretty solid, and I do think that you're going to see a much different brand of volleyball than what we saw last year.
I know you've probably been asked it before, but bringing in someone like Emerson, who's 5'6", player of the year in the state, what'd you sell to her? What'd you tell her as far as,
Yeah.
building a program or building something here from scratch?
That's a lot of it, and a lot of it is her being a West Texas kid, and she's got a brother that goes to Tech, and that draw of being here, and she's an Amarillo girl, so she's known what Tech is all about her whole life, and me being with some Amarillo connection doesn't hurt, but I wouldn't say that was the whole part of it. I think it was more about her wanting to be here and play at this level, and she's got a little chip on her shoulder, and she wants to prove that she can play at this level. So this has been a great opportunity, and we're real happy to have her.
Anything else?
I guess just last thought, what gives you the confidence, maybe the difference in mindset or just talent, athleticism, that you guys feel like you can compete in the Big 12 this year?
Yeah, I think it's all of those things. But, what it's going to come down to is just our mental toughness, what our leaders do, how we carry our message from the coaches forward, and just, them deciding that they're ready for a different outcome. And, we put so much time into not just rebuilding the roster with talent, but also getting that mindset right and getting them prepared for this. And they put the work in, so they can consider themselves prepared, and now it's just a matter of getting it done. So, and that's the hardest part. You can give a player everything except just flat out teach them how to win. They got to experience that for themselves and go through those moments where it's time for them to step up and overcome whatever anxiety or fear they have. And then once they get it right that first time, they usually don't look back. So as a team, that's what we got to do, and that's where I think the preseason is really important for us to get on the road and play well, get some good opponents, and then once we get that first Big 12 win, I think everything's going to open up for us.